What is profit margin? Well, imagine two coffee cart owners making the exact same $1,000 a week. One of these guys will still be in business next year, the other will be closed before winter. And what's the difference? Well, it's a single number on their spreadsheet. Yeah, that guy, profit margin. So let me show you how it works and the simplest way to track that number in your own business. But before I get into the details of what a profit margin is, I should say my name is Martin and you're watching Solid Strat, a channel dedicated to teaching practical strategies for content creation, business development, and building a lifestyle you own. What is a profit margin? Well, a profit margin tells you what slice of every sales dollar you actually get to keep, and it's easy enough to calculate. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start with your revenue, and from that you will less your expenses. Revenue less expenses. Then you divide that number by your revenue again, and because we want a percentage, we times that whole thing by 100. So if you own a coffee cart and it brings in $1,000 in revenue, and you spend $850 on expenses, that is a profit of $150. Now, $150 divided by your revenue, which is 1,000, that gives you a total of 0.15. We times that by 100. We have 15%. Your profit margin is 15%. Now, is 15% any good? Well, an NYU report on US businesses found the average net profit margin across industries is around 7.7%. Most small businesses aim for between 7 and 10%, but profit margin is very much industry specific. A grocery store might operate at around 1% net profit margin. A software company offering digital only goods might clear 25% or even higher. Why are profit margins important? A healthy profit margin is important for more than just the obvious reasons of, making more money. A profit margin is, it's a margin that acts as a shock absorber if things change. And let me show you what I mean using two competing coffee cart businesses. Both Company A and Company B, they start with the same revenue total, which is $1,000 per week. Now, Company A, that has expenses of $800, and that means they made a profit of $200, which equals a profit margin of 20%. It cost Company B $950 to generate that same $1,000 in revenue. So Company B's profit is $50, and that is a profit margin of just 5%. Now watch what happens if there is a small change in expenses. Let's say that the cost of coffee beans goes up by $20 for each company. So now Company A, that now has expenses of $820, which means a profit of $180 and a new profit margin of 18%. But Company B's expenses, they are now $970. That leaves just a $30 profit and a profit margin of 3%. So while Company A's margin dropped by 10% from 20% to 18%, well, Company B lost more than a third of its already thin profit, which goes to show how businesses with lower starting margins will feel expense shocks far more acutely. Calculating your profit margin is important for any business, and while the formula is simple, the calculation of all the numbers that go into it, they're really not. So when calculating expenses, you need to factor in everything. So yeah, cost of goods for sure, but there are also all sorts of other things like labor costs and business fees like shipping and packaging and payment processing and, well, maybe even tariffs. And here at Solid Strat, we've built a profit margin calculator, which will help you figure this all out. Kyle at Clawhammer Supply has been using this spreadsheet for 15 years to help price every one of his products for his small business. There's a link in the description to the spreadsheet, and if you want to see how it works, well, watch this video here.